Namaste everybody. Welcome to Udya's classroom. In today's class, we are going to see a sum under the topic analysis of transaction. Come, let's get started with the class. Analysis of transactions. Already I have told you in the previous sessions, any transaction if we take, there will be two aspects. So the two aspects called as dual aspect, right? So double entry will be there. So in this sum, actually we are going to analyze the transaction properly, how many accounts involved in one transaction, and what is the nature of account, and the particular account to be debited or credited, and what is the reason for debiting and crediting. Everything we are going to analyze very precisely. Come, let's see the first transaction. Mohan started business with rupees 5 lakh in cash, which means Mohan started his business with rupees 5 lakh cash. So first we have to analyze what are all the accounts involved in this particular transaction. So just imagine Mohan started his business with cash. So one aspect is cash, and the cash is termed as capital. So how many accounts involved in this? Two accounts involved in this transaction. First, let's write cash, and the other account involved here is capital. Alright, now let's write the nature of account for this cash and for the capital. We know already cash means it is an asset, so real account. And capital means person involved, right? So it is personal account. And next we have to see debit or credit, right? So how much to be debited? Cash, 5 lakh to be debited. And how much to be credited in personal account? That is cash to capital personal. Here 5 lakh to be credited, right? Now we have to write the reason here. So 5 lakhs is coming to the business organization, right? So what is coming inside? Cash is coming inside. So we have to write cash comes in. Capital, giver. Mohan is a giver here. So this capital, giver. So this is what the reason. So the first transaction we have analyzed what are all the accounts involved, the nature of account, debit, credit, and the reason also. Let's move on to the next transaction. Purchased goods for cash rupees 1 lakh, which means you just imagine you have purchased goods for cash. So when you purchase something, what you will be doing? One side you will be giving cash and other side you will be receiving goods. The same way, whatever we purchase, we will be giving money one side, and on other hand we will be receiving the goods, right? So the same thing will happen here too. So first what we have to write here? Purchases. So we have what are all the accounts involved here? Purchases account, one side purchasing and other side cash is going. So accounts involved, first let us write purchases and other side cash. Okay. So first purchases. Purchases is an expenses. So what account it is? Nominal account. And cash. Cash is an asset. So real account. So how much to be debited? 1 lakh to be debited. And other hand, in the real account cash, 1 lakh to be credited. Okay. So let's write the reason here. 1 lakh purchases is an expenses. So we have debited as per the nominal account rule, debit all expenses and losses. And the other side, we have purchased goods, so cash is going out. So credit what goes out as per the real account. So we are writing goes out. So this is what the reason here. And let's write the reason and the analyzation for the third transaction. Sold goods for cash rupees 1,50,000, which means we have done sales. So if we do sales, what we will be receiving? Cash we will be receiving, right? And clearly it is mentioned as cash transaction. So credit transaction means immediately we will not be receiving cash, right? So we'll be writing the person name. So since it is a cash transaction, we can write cash is involved in this and the sales is involved in this transaction. So let's write cash and sales. Cash and sales involved in this. Then let's find out the nature of account. Cash is real account, right? And sales nominal account, right? So when we do sales, nominal account will be involved. Purchases or sales, whatever it is, nominal account. Okay. So how much is the amount? 1,50,000. So 1,50,000 cash we would have received and 1,50,000 sales we have done. Now let's write the reason for this, right? 1,50,000 cash comes in and other side it's an income. We have done sales, right? It is a nominal account. What is the rule of nominal account? Credit all incomes and gains, right? So income. Okay, so this is what the reason. Let's move on to the next transaction, that is received interest from Ram in cash rupees 500, which means we have received interest from Ram, right? It is our revenue. So what we have to write, what are all the accounts involved in this? So if we have received interest, so we are receiving cash. So first account involved here is cash. And the next, what is involved in this? Interest. So interest in which form we will be receiving? The form of cash, right? So first analyze nature of account here. Cash, asset, right? Real account. And interest. Interest means nominal account, right? Debit all, it is interest received. We did not pay interest. So if we pay interest, it is our expenses. So here we are receiving interest. So it's our revenue. So we have to write as nominal account. Okay, debit all expenses and losses, credit all incomes and gains. So one form of gain for us. So interest we have received here. How much to be debited? 500 to be debited and 500 to be credited here. Let's write the reason here. So 500 comes in. If we receive interest, interest is coming inside, right? So comes in, and the other side is what it is? It is a income. It is an income. Alright. Moving on to the next transaction. Sold goods to Ashok for rupees 60,000, which means we have done sales from our company to Ashok. So Ashok have received the goods, right? So here we have to concentrate one thing. If the person names comes, we have to concentrate whether the transaction is cash transaction or credit transaction. This is very important transaction. You have to concentrate properly. Always when we do sales or when we do purchases, we have to see whether it is a cash transaction or credit transaction. if the term cash, see in this transaction clearly it is mentioned cash transaction. So cash transaction means we will not be writing the person name. If it is a credit transaction, we will be writing the person name until we receive the amount. So while reading the transaction itself, we should be very clear with the transaction, whether it is a credit transaction or cash transaction. So sold goods to Ashok. So it is a credit transaction because the term cash is not coming in this transaction. So we have to assume this is the credit transaction. That is why the person name is coming. Sometimes in order to make us to confuse, people used to give the name also and also the term cash also. So while reading the transaction, by seeing the name, immediately we will be writing the person name without seeing the cash term. So always we have to analyze the transaction properly. So name also coming and cash also coming means we have to understand it is a cash transaction. But only the name alone is coming. The cash is not mentioned anywhere means we have to understand it is a credit transaction. Alright. So here we have done sales to Ashok. So who is the receiver in this transaction? Ashok only receiver. So we have to write Ashok. So debit the receiver. Person is involved in this transaction. What is the rule of the personal account? Debit the receiver. So Ashok only receiver. So we have debited Ashok. Alright. And next is what is involved? Sales is involved in this. Suppose cash sales has been taken place means we will be writing cash, because if we do sales we would have received cash. So debit what comes in, cash has come, like that we will be assuming, and we will be writing cash, and sales we will be writing. Since it is credit sales, we are writing the name of the person here, Ashok, right? So if the person name coming means it is a personal account, and sales nominal account. So what is the amount? 60,000. So 60,000 to be debited and 60,000 to be credited. Now let's write the reason here. So what we have to write here? Receiver. Ashok is the receiver. So we have to write only the receiver first. So Ashok is a receiver, and the other side income. If we do sales, we will be receiving income, right? So income is the reason. And moving on to the next transaction, purchased furniture for cash rupees 50,000, which means for our company we have purchased furniture. What is coming inside? Furniture is coming inside, right? So what is involved in this transaction? Furniture. How you will be purchasing furniture? By giving cash only. So furniture is involved in this transaction and cash is involved in this transaction. So we have to write furniture and cash. Alright. So furniture belongs to real account. It is a real account because furniture is an asset, right? And cash also current asset. So it is also real account only. So both the accounts are real account. How much is the amount? 50,000. 50,000 and credit 50,000. Reason, what we have to write? Comes in. Debit what? Comes in. So that's why we have debited and furniture came inside. So comes in, and the other side cash goes out. When we purchase from us, cash goes out. So comes in, comes out. In this transaction, both the accounts are real account only. The nature of account is real account only. Okay. Hope you are clear with the analyzation of transactions properly. I am going to give you one transaction here. Paid wages rupees 20,000. Paid wages rupees 20,000. Alright. After analyzing the transaction, you can post your answer in the comment box. I'll meet you in the next class. Till then, it's bye from Udaya.